take it away.
Good morning, everyone, or good time zone. I know we're all around the world. Probably afternoon over for Argic, who just had that amazing run. It's morning for me. I just want to say real quick, I saw about Corgi percent coming up. I just want to say, as a Corgi lover, let's get that Corgi percent. Get those donations in for it. So, I am Heponwana. I'm going to be doing a speedrun on the Playdate. If you don't know what the Playdate is, it's this. It's the tiny little console with a crank. It's an amazing little device. Not too many people speedrun with it. It's a lot of fun, though. The game we're playing is Echo the Oracle Scroll. It's a Metroidvania, kind of a somber one, a little more chill. No combat in it, so it's a combat-free, just exploration, getting powers, finding new places to go. A little bit of silliness thrown in, but a lot of seriousness too, so we're just going to have some fun with it. And we will get the run started in just a sec. Like with a lot of different things, a lot of speedruns, best way of starting this one is from the beginning, so we'll crank and get rid of our save game. And so, time is going to begin as soon as we select new game, and then from there I'll tell you a little more of what's going on and what we're doing, besides raising money for Gate and hopefully getting that Corgi percent. So time begins in 3, 2, 1, go. And so we start off by cranking through a little opening scroll. It's a lot like one of those Zelda scrolls from more recent games like Wind Waker. And we are this guy here. We are a courier. And we are in a world that is filled with the Blight. What is the Blight? Don't know, but it's generally everyone's turning to stone, kind of somber, mellow. The whole game world is a bit on the somber and mellow side, you'll notice. Also, other things to notice, in the upper left corner are 3 hearts. Those are my hit points. I can get more as we go along, but that is not same for a speed run unless you're doing a herm percent. Nobody does a herm percent. We do any percent, which is just get through this. I'm trying to jump over those bushes, and the reason for that is a little bit of frame slowdown. This guy here has the scroll, the Oracle Scroll, the titular scroll. I think we beat the game. That's got to be the end. But instead, actually, as courier, we're here to deliver it. This right here is a campfire. We could use it to save and get our health back. Saving is slow. I ran that crank as quick as I could as I ran past it. We want to avoid spikes. Those bushes, you'll notice they jiggle just a little. There's a crank right there, but it's missing the crank handle. So we're going to try and find a handle for that. And we're going to go exploring. So important things to know. If we fall too far, there is no fall damage. But we could fall real hard. And if we fall too hard, we lose a few frames as we recover. I call it a superhero landing. We want to avoid superhero landings. If we take 1 heart or not all of our health of damage, by the way, this here is an echo. It's a collectible. We do want 10 of the 20 echoes in this game. Take a quick death. You hit 1 heart loss, but you go back to the last solid ground at a start of a room you were in. That there was a superhero landing, and you're like, last solid ground, or the last solid ground of the last real start of, that's a lot of words. Pretty much, it's a lot. It's all about, oh yeah, and here's that crank handle we're looking for, and we're going to solve a riddle real quick. But it's all about going back to the last safe spot that started a room. And we will take advantage of that. So here we have a riddle, and we need to solve it using this crank, which is kind of fidgety. So we go a little slower than I'd prefer. That book had the riddle to it. You'll notice this game uses Zelda rules, which is the first time you grab an item, it gives you a big brouhaha about it. And then after that first time, you just pick them up. So I now have 2 of those echoes. And we're going to need, like I said, 10 of them. They're a collectible, but if you don't get 10 of them as you play through the game, and there we use that crank handle we found, if you don't get 10 of them, the final character is so unmotivated because of the Blight that they will not take the Oracle Scroll from you, and the game will not end. So, We definitely want the game to end. Truth be told, I'd love for it to go forever, but it's a speedrun. You need it to end eventually. And now we are on our way to getting the first power-up. And we want to be careful not to fall down, because if we fall down, it is a long ways back up. And so we're just going to keep going through this. And here is our first power-up. And guess what? It is the best power-up in any speedrun game. What is it? Dashing. Who does not like a dash in a speedrun game? Here is a hard superhero landing. Oh, I did not want to fall down there. That was unfortunate. So we just lost a tiny bit of time because of my slight miss button pressing. So we're just going to work our way back. And using that dash, at least we could get back a little quicker to where we were meant to be. Still want to be careful with that dash, because if we dash and fall off a ledge again, that is bad news all around. So now we are here. This is where we want to be. Using the dash, we could go into a new area. Just like I said, this is very much a Metroidvania, so it's all about getting power-ups and going to new areas, new places to explore. And we're going to see a lot of cool power-ups in this game, despite it being just this simple little monochrome, no combat, exploration title. I love how the music in this game sets a great vibe, great tone. And here we find the former courier, and this is a courier who succumbed to the blight. And so, because they succumbed to the blight, they are now stone. And we are going to take their pass. The pass has room for stamps on it. I might have made a small little boo-boo, but we will make up for that as we go along. Boo-boos are unfortunate, but oh well. So this guy right here, I saved. That's because I am making a few small little mistakes, and I just want to play it safe. This guy said you could see the king. The king will give us a stamp for our pass, but he wants us to go through a challenge course first. So I need to listen, because this is very much Yoku bricks, if you know them from Mega Man. So as I listen to the sound of the rhythm, if there's any announcement to listen to, that would be great.
Absolutely, Heponwana, and also I am fascinated by how you're using the crank. But let's talk a little about how we're raising money for here at Fast Pace for Pride 2025, because we are raising money for GATE. That's Global Action for Trans Equality, a global trans-led advocacy organization dedicated to advancing gender equality for all. They take pride in being an international organization that's led by trans, gender diverse, and intersex staff, and have board members from all regions over the world. They were founded in 2009, and today, GATE remains the only international organization focused on issues related to gender identity, gender expression, and sex characteristics. Their work falls under 3 strategic programmatic areas, which are human rights, health, and movement building. And let's talk a little about human rights, because that's something that's, I'm sure, is on our minds right now. Their work on human rights focuses on advancing political mobilization to defend and promote the inclusion of TGDI people and their issues in human rights frameworks, including countering the anti-gender movement by highlighting the opposition that trans and gender diverse people face from anti-gender groups, and engaging in strategic collaboration to advocate for specific recommendations. So, when you are donating during this event, you are donating to GATE. And we can't thank you all so much for yours enough. We can't thank you all enough for your support in this endeavor. Now, of course, while you're donating to GATE, you are also donating to help make some of our incentives happen, like that corgi percent that Heponwana, who so kindly helped me remind you all of at the start of the run. Go pet corgis. Please pet corgis. And we got a $25 donation from Arbalest, who happens to be the runner of Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. And that bonus run, if you get it, saying, "Pet all the good doggos." Thank you so much, Arbalest. And Heponwana, it looks like you're cleared, so back to you.
So we now got a stamp, and by going through that time trial as quick as we could, and luckily that time trial made up for some of the time I lost earlier. If you just go through that challenge course as slow as can be, which we don't do during a speed run, obviously, but we did it super slow, we would get a stamp. And that stamp on our card will let us ride the elevator to the next area. But by going through at a record-breaking pace, we are able to, I forgot, I took the wrong way earlier, and because of that, I have a shortcut that is not unlocked, and I need to correct that. So, by going through as quick as we could, the king opened up an area so we could get an orb or an echo. And so that puts us closer to the number of echoes we need to beat the game. Unfortunately, like I said, I took a wrong path earlier, so I'm having to do a little backtracking because I fell down, and you'll see soon enough what it is that I wanted to do as I kind of correct my fall down mistake from earlier. I did not want to fall down here, which you may remember me doing. Unfortunate. We'll just jump over these bushes, limit the screen shake. This is the elevator. We want to ride that elevator. But first, let's open up our shortcut because we are going to need it again later. This guy is a merchant. If you're going for 100%, you could use these coins. Like I said, first time Zelda rule. First time you get an item, you get a big brouhaha about it. There we go. And now our shortcut is open. We shouldn't have had to go this way, do that, but it's all good. So, that merchant, if you're playing 100%, sells a lot of cool items for you. But we are playing any percent, so we don't want any of those really cool items. And now we are in Lava Rock. I think it's Lava Rock. It's Lava Lake. And so, this area has breaking blocks. There's a guard there. He won't let us through without a hat. And spoilers, you never get a hat in this game. It is one thing you don't get. So we just break the floor and go by underneath and sneak into the kingdom. This area has the other really cool speedrun or any Metroidvania tech that you'll always want. Our next power-up is going to be, they call it boom boots, but for us, what matters is it's double jump. And everyone loves double jump, and you couple that with the dash. What else can you want? So, there are bombs here. The bombs do not hurt us. They just break blocks. And so, we'll stand in bomb blast because it's a little quicker than standing back and letting things, take their time. And so, we're just gonna head up here. And as we go, you will see there's some treasure chests and things like that, which are great for 100%, not going to matter for us. If you fall real far and it is a special block you land on, like these breakable blocks, you will not have a superhero landing, which is good news, because otherwise we would have lost a couple frames right there. And now we're going to put a save here, because that's okay. That's actually going to save me a little time, believe it or not, because we are going to take our first death coming up. This is the king of this area. We just jumped on his belly. I'm not going to apologize, because if we talked to him, he would have said, jump on my belly, so you could get the boom boots, which is our double jump ability. So, we can now double jump, and we're going to go down here. Ooh, I took that slightly. Oh boy. A little closer on health than I'm used to here. But all is good. We want this orb. So there we go. And we were intending to die anyways, so we could go back to this checkpoint. And there we go. All came out ahead there, because we teleported back using a little bit of checkpoint manipulation, and we will throw this bomb here. We want to get one more power up while we are here. And that power-up, well, it's all well and good to have bombs that could break blocks. It'd be cool if we could break blocks without requiring bombs. So we're going to get, if we have right there, by way to the right is a time trial. We're not doing that one. It is very difficult, and also it causes the game to lag. So the one orb we would get from it, not worth it. So we have boom boots, and it'd be cool if our boom boots can actually be bomb boots. And so that's what we are working towards getting. So our double jump is actually going to become bomb jumps. And so right here, we are trying to now unlock these 4 torches. The last one we have to come back from a different angle, because those 4 open up another one of those echo orbs. So here we go. We're just going to do some very tricky movement. This movement is not that easy, and might I also say, in particular, it is very tricky when you have big adult-sized hands and you're playing on the Playdate, which is an amazing device, but it is tiny. I mean, it literally can disappear in my hands, so
I've been so curious about like how it feels for you to be speedrunning this, actually.
It is. I could play games on it for maybe a short bit of time. You will never find me do like a 2-hour speedrun on this thing, because it would destroy my fingers. So this guy just upgraded our bomb boots, or our boom... Oh boy. Ooh, I almost did that really poorly. Luckily, recovered. So, yeah, doing long speedruns on this is really tricky. I used to do a lot of back-to-back of various speedruns on this device. Yeah, after about 3 of them, my fingers are just screaming in agony. So now we are heading back down to get out of this area. So if we actually talk to this king, which, I'm sorry, we're not going to talk to him, not yet, he would tell us that he wants us to take those boots, the double jump boots, and that's what the bomb boots do, is we can now break blocks. He would want us to pretty much steal some blueprints from the previous area. And so we're going to grab a key. This is the one and only key we get in the game. There are multiple, but this is the only one we'll want. Quick death to restart this room and get out here in a hurry. So the frog prince up there wants us to steal some blueprints, and we are going to steal them for him. We need the double jump to get them. Before we head back, though, to the first area, steal those blueprints, we're going to go ahead and get one more orb on our way out. So there's an orb over here with another puzzle to solve. It's a riddle. It's, what do I wish my toes were in right now because of how miserable the weather is around me with November? And yes, that would be, I wish I had my feet in the sand of the beach. Actually, it is something to do with hourglasses and measurement of time. My other joke about it would be it's what Anakin Skywalker doesn't like because it gets everywhere. But right now, I'd rather think of being on vacation at a beach because November just gets kind of gloomy, kind of like the blight world of this game.
Understandable. Find your happy place.
You always need that place where you just feel like, oh, this is where I want to be and where I need to be. And so we broke into this area, and because of that, we cannot get back to the elevator how we came through originally. So instead, we are going to go this way. There's a heart piece we want to avoid. This game is like Zelda. There's heart pieces. And we're going to avoid that one. We're going to put a save. You may recognize this area. Now that we have power-ups, we could get 2 more echoes here, and they are the quickest echoes to get. I put that save where I did for a very good reason. I want to avoid these. They are tricky to avoid. And so, in here, we could have done this one earlier when we had the dash ability, but having the double jump makes it so much easier. But the next one we're going to get, this is always a tricky one because you don't want to hit the spikes on top or bottom. But we needed the boom boots to get this one. Well, we need the bomb boots of the boom boots. This is incredibly tight movement. And then we want to avoid that mushroom. It bounces us back up, and it'd be a shame to go way back up after working so hard to get down here. So this area right here. Oh, we did not want to. Wow, the game did not determine any of my previous locations to be safe. So we went way back in time. We're going to try and not take another hit until we get the next orb. And then, believe it or not, we are going to intentionally take a hit in just a second to go back to that safe spot. Because we don't want to work our way back out from here. It's a long way to go. So instead, back to the save spot. And the good news is, when you go back to that save spot, you keep all of your all of the items and things you have collected, so all is good. Now that we have double jump, we need to get back up here, but we don't need to use that crank because we are on our way to steal those blueprints. So there was part of this stage we could not access earlier because we did not have double jump, we did not have all the abilities we needed. So we're just gonna work our way through. You're also going to notice I am going to avoid any saves for a while because we are going to steal the blueprints and exit in a blaze of glory by running into traps repeatedly. That guy guards the blueprints and the royal vault, and well, we're just going to take our back way in. So we avoid that campfire right there because we do not want to go back to that safe spot ever. And we're just going to work through this vault. There's two parts to this vault. The lower part has a lot of these traps, while the upper part kind of feels more like we're breaking into like an area we shouldn't be. We're breaking into an area that wants us to feel pain if we break in. And so we'll head up here, and there is the safe with the blueprint. If a gate doesn't open all the way, the next time you go on the screen with it, it will open. It's a glitch. But if it's a gate you're trying to get through on the same screen without leaving the screen to come back to it, you have to leave the screen or that gate will not let you through. This game does have a few small little unique interesting glitches to it. There used to be a big glitch that actually skipped this whole blueprint acquisition area, but unfortunately can't do that skip anymore, and I have no idea how to downgrade a game on the playdate, so it is something lost to history at this point. So we are going to go through and open up another gate. And on the note of gate, of course, get your donations in for gate. You'll see that one didn't open all the way as well. But we'll head back down, and it'll be open, and we're going to break into a safe. And you can find the combination, or you can actually wiggle through it by safe cracking. We're just going to look real quick where I wrote it down, and it is 165, 70, and this is very finicky. So there we go, and we got those blueprints, and there we go. We have blueprints. We can now go back to the prince of the second area, or the king. I don't know if he's a king or a prince, but first we have to teleport out of here in a blaze of glory by testing out the traps that were guarding the blueprints. And now, all the way back here, we are close to the elevator. We're going to take that back route that I did not have open previously, and we're going to use that to get back to the second area as quick as we can. Oh, there we go. So this is the route that was meant to be open earlier to get away from the first area up to the elevator for the second, third, or fourth area. We'll go Lava Lake. We will use another quick manipulation of checkpoints to kind of cheat our way through. So we'll put one here. You'll remember we cannot get back to the elevator here because we fall down breaking in. But by having that one save, we will actually be able to get back in a hurry to the elevator. So we're just going to zip on through. It's a little quicker this time because we have the double jump. So we're just going to work our way back to that prince. If there are any more announcements or anything like that, it's a good time as I just backtrack.
Absolutely. So that maiden end spell choose story bit war actually needs to be closed at the start of the run, and it is our very next run. Right now, Sun Priestess is sitting in the lead at $55, but Hero of Frost is not far behind at $46. And as a reminder, in case you need it, your donations will help us determine what story Railgun will have to play through when they start the run. Hero of Frost is the hardest. So if you want to make things a little more difficult, it's just $10 more to get us there. But of course, Sun Priestess is a setup-based character with tons of bullets. So if you like your shmups, or Schmupple likes it very flashy, then yeah, why not put more money towards that to keeping that in the lead? Of course, we do also have the Royal Arcanist and Silent Red Hood. Royal Arcanist is the fastest one. So if you want to help Red Hood go fast, that's exactly the character you want to go for. And Royal Arcanist is sitting at $21. With Silent Red Hood, and if you far back at $11, but Silent Red Hood is an assassin character, so you're going to see a lot of movement-based boxing in if we get that character as the choice for Maiden and Spell. Again, you only have until the end of this run to get those donations in, so !donate to get that handy link in chat. And once again, thank you all so much for helping us raise money for Gate.
So we're now in the third area, and if this was not black and white, and even being black and white, it feels green to me. Like, there are so many vines. This is the more nature of area. We have a new power of these floating leaves, and we could use those to recover our jump, our dash. There I avoided a superhero landing, so save some frames. And so, that was unfortunate. I dashed a little too close to the leaf and dashed through it instead of grabbing it. And so the prince of this area had a favor for us. There are these thorns that are choking out the area. There are 3 plants causing the thorns, so we're going to crank those thorn plants away. So that's the first one. There's another one up above, but we're going to go for the bottom one next. So we'll head on down here. This area is so much more tranquil and chill than the blight-infected or the lava and mine-infected areas. So instead, we're just enjoying more chill vibes with this. I love this area. Unfortunately, it's also the shortest area. We don't want to fall too fast there because there were spiky thorns at the bottom. You'll also notice there are 2 types of thorns. There are these ones that are big and shiny that I am jumping over right now. And you'll also find ones that are a little smaller. I'll point them out when we see them very shortly. But the ones that are smaller do not go away, but you can actually bomb boot them away. We're not going to do that, but if you're playing 100%, it's some good ways to get some shortcuts opened. And speaking of shortcuts, there's that big thick vine on the right there. Our power-up we get for this area, so I just jumped over a regular thorn on the right-hand side of the screen there. So we get a power-up here that after we help the prince get rid of all of these thorn plants, we could then open up these plant root pillars We're not going to do that, though. It's great if you're doing 100%, because there are a lot of collectibles in this area. We're going to miss seeing a lot of the things going on in this area, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and just pop my health back to full, just for fun. So there's that mushroom prince. We've got one more plant to remove for them. But this area has a lot of cool stuff to explore, and it is probably one of the biggest areas in this game, and we're going to see the least of it. So we grabbed a key earlier, one key. The reason for that, just for this one orb right there. This is putting us on track for the 10 we need to finish this game. I forget how many we have offhand, but we are on track to get those 10 out of 20 that we need to pretty much cheer up the final guide just enough to let us finish the game. But before we finish, we still need to get the stamp from the prince here. There's that final chokeweed, and we will get rid of it soon. But we need to get a stamp from the prince so we could get up to the archive, which is where we need to deliver the Oracle Scroll that we got so long ago. Here we are gonna go into this little hidden area and get one more echo. I think this might be our 10th echo. I could be off, I could be wrong. Whatever way, I know for sure the route, I will end up getting all of them. This is one of those games where the routing feels more natural to me than counting the actual orbs I'm getting, because it's all about just going through this nice little route and enjoying the scenery, enjoying the vibes. And so we are going to grab this final chokeweed and get rid of it. And that will make the prince happy. We're going blindly, leap of faith, into the unknown. Did not want to hit that, but we wanted to go here and talk to the prince. And Prince is like, I love what you did. Also, if you want to hang out here, I'm going to go ahead and make it so that you can open up root passages. And we're not going to do that. We're just going to head on our way. There's another riddle orb in this area. We're not going to see that one. It's a tricky one because it's actually 2 riddles in one to make it extra challenging. But instead, we're going up to the archives. And we are in the home stretch at this point. It's about 2 minutes left. I'm slightly behind schedule, unfortunately, but that's okay. So the archives, pretty much very museum library type of feel. Not much life to it, because that blight has not been treating this world all that well. We're going to jump on this statue's head. Head up here. And we need to get a crank. So the final screen was actually 2 to the right of where I entered this area from the elevator. But we need a crank handle because there is another, like at that very beginning of the game, there's an area where we need a handle and the crank just doesn't have it. So we need to find where it is. It's in that treasure chest right there. And to get to it, we've got to do a lot of teleporting. We're going to make a big fall right here. We're going to jump at the last second to avoid that superhero landing. And there we go. We're just going to wiggle through. There's a coin hidden in the mess of the background in the bottom right. This area, for being so sedate and empty, gets a little on the busy side. And now we will grab that crank. And we have about 40 seconds left before time comes up. So we now just need to use that crank and deliver the scroll. And we are almost there. So get ready on time coming up soon. Time will be when the screen fades to black. And I'll try and count it down. But first, we'll jump over here, put this crank, and it's the next screen. So time is coming up. As soon as this guy flies up and the screen fades, he's going to say, hey, you have enough orbs to cheer me up. And otherwise, if we don't have those orbs, he'd be sad. About 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time right there. And then the game even lets you
Jeez.
scroll through the end credits. I love the crank on this, and
Oh, that's
Bumbleborn,
amazing.
who made this game, fantastic developer who just puts so much love and effort into these games. But this was Echo the Oracle Scroll, fun, chill little Metroidvania. Definitely keep those donations coming in because trans rights are human rights, and nothing but love. If anyone wants to share some of the trans pride hearts in chat, show that love, show that great, just good feelings. And of course, get that corgi percent because, like I said, I am a corgi lover. My coffee mug is Corgi Kong. You can see the mess of dog toys behind me from my corgis. So get that corgi percent. And thank you all for letting me show you a fun little game. And nothing but love to all of you.
Thank you so much, Heponwana. And such a unique console. And of course, this game wouldn't be shown off if it weren't for you running it. So thank you for sharing it with us. Chat, stick around. We've got some more fun games coming up on the schedule. But again, continue showing the love for Heponwana in chat. Show the love for Gate in your donations. We will be right back.